Welcome back, guys. Today is a video on a product I made, and if you've seen my videos, you see that I have got a Comec ACF200. I always flip the C and the F all the time. I have a product that I made for it, and it's pretty sweet. And I've already kind of used it in a video, but let me explain it more. What this machine here is missing is a way to drill. And so yeah, you've got boring bars here, and then I've got my surfacer. But this is a block milling machine. It is missing a very important function of being able to drill things. So that's when I'm gonna get to this product right over here. This is my CAT40 spindle holder. And let me get this mounted on the machine, and we're gonna talk more about this. But before I get it mounted, let me show you the insides of this. We have bearings on the inside, so it's a dual bearing. And then I've made this piece, I've made the bolt. Everything here I've made except for the bearings. It takes your standard piece right here, so it just fits into the machine just like that, just like the original, pops right in. And then have this bolt, and I drilled a hole, because if you've used this machine, you know you've got a gauge that is for the centering gauge that goes to the top. So that way you don't have to take anything out to be able to put this in. So that's just a bolt that's been drilled with that hole. And then yes, I've made this piece to go off of the drive inside the machine. So let's take my surfacing plate out of there, and let's get my CAT40 spindle installed. There it is, we've got it in our machine. So this piece, I've machined everything myself. So it's a 5.5 inch round. It fits perfectly into this housing. And I'm sure that this will fit your AC170. These boring bars are the same numbers, part numbers across the board. That bolt that you saw earlier goes through into this CAT40 piece right here. And I'm not sure if this is necessary. The taper inside here is very aggressive. If you look up a CAT40 tool holder, if you don't know much about them, it's a very aggressive taper inside here. So this is probably not necessary. We'll see if I mass produce these, if I put this in here. It's probably not really needed. As far as noise, I did have one of my buddies on YouTube ask me about it. What does it sound like when you turn it on? It is no noisier than any other of your tools. Everything in here is very quiet and very smooth. And not that you can really see, but the bearing tolerances in here to making sure that everything is straight is super crucial. So everything is within 1/1000th of an inch, and everything is a press fit in those bearings. So not that you can see it with this camera, but there is absolutely no wiggle in here. It is perfection. Not to toot my own horn, but I think this is probably one of the better things that I've built. I have milling slots in here, so that way you've got plenty of clearance in here for your nuts. Everything up here is very strong. I've also made this greasable, so if you need to grease this, which really you should only have to grease it once, and maybe every 5 years, it will hardly ever need to be greased, because bearings like this, they can go millions of rotations on the grease that's inside there. So I just did that because it was a small extra step to make things better. Now, as far as CAT40, what can we put in here? This piece here itself is a collet style. So I can come here And I've got a range of different collets. And so in this one, I can hold everything from 3/4 inch all the way down to a 7/32. I chose this to keep the size small. Like just in case I've got a big block in here or something, I didn't want things to stick down. Now you can put Jacob's chucks and all sorts of things inside here. That's easy to do. So you don't have to do this collet style. And with this, you put your drill bit or end mill in here, and then you tighten down with this clamp. So it goes just like this. And then I have this tool here for tightening it down. This is for an ER32. Now you can put Jacob's chucks in here if you'd like. I chose the collet style because I would probably be putting end mills and all sorts of things in here. Jacob's chucks are, well, not very good for end mills. If you're doing small cuts, it's fine, but not for heavier cuts. So that's why I chose that. And it doesn't just stop there with the CAT40s. You can put shell cutters. You can let me walk over here to a lot of tools that I have for my mill and lathe. What is a shell cutter? You can put something like this in. This is an R8 shank right here. This is for my vertical milling machine over there. But you can get this in a CAT40 style. That is not a problem. Those exist. There's all sorts of things that you can put in there. Shell cutter. I know Rottler, with their the way that they do their surfacing. See, with this, on our machines, with this Comec, you've got this big single point fly cutter. Look at a Rottler. It's basically a bar that goes sideways in here with one cutting tip and a balancing weight. And that is mounted with a CAT40 taper. And then also this is what the CAT40 looks like on the inside. So you've got a 1/2 inch thread in there. So that's what that bolt going through is for. That fastens it in. So this is another spindle that I have in case I need to go deeper into a block or something. So this piece here is, well, I'm looking to see if there is interest in buying these. Comec sells them, but they're really, really expensive. I wanted one, but I just couldn't justify the $5 grand or whatever they wanted for it. But I needed one. So what I did is I took, I want to say 2.5 days, 3 days to think it, draw it, design it, buy parts, and machine it. So it took me 3 days to do that. Seems like a lot of time. Yes, it is. It's very expensive to make, but I want to say it's just as good or better. And I just enjoy doing those kinds of things. It's kind of fun to make tools. So if there is an interest for it, I wouldn't mind selling these. I could make some more. That's not a problem. And so comment, email me. You guys got my email in there. And we'll see if I want to make some for you, and let me know. And this isn't just this tool, not just this one. I plan on filling this here toolbox that I just got for this machine, just for storing stuff for this machine in. I do plan on filling this with a bunch of tools that I make for this machine, because I'm not a CNC guy. I don't have one CNC machine in this shop. I want to keep things manual because they just work. You don't have licensing, you don't have all this stupid stuff. You buy the machine and you just use it. I plan on having this machine until I retire. This thing is awesome, it works great. Had it for 6 months now, and it's time to keep going with it. So I have some ideas for other tools that I want to make for it. They are going to blow your mind, and it's going to be so cool. So keep. If you like what you're seeing here with what I'm doing, with this tooling. There's going to be way cooler stuff coming pretty soon here. We're going to design on a next one, but I'm not going to spoil that surprise. You're just going to have to stay until that comes out. So yeah, if there is interest in buying one of these, please let me know. Email me, comment. I'd love to sell you one. And well, I got to make that money back on the 3 days that I wasted making this stupid tool. So yeah, I hope this was beneficial, and I will see you guys on the next one.